Welcome back, everyone, to Pontos Fathom Hobbies. This is Season 5, Episode 2 of Game of Thrones, the board game. We're playing with the Mother of Dragons expansion, and we're calling this one House Tyrell versus House Targaryen. We've got the two houses. The reason for this is I'm playing mostly NPC mode, let's call it, for the rest of the houses, and we'll be focusing on strategy of House Tyrell, kind of working with House Martell to put pressure on the Targaryens, and then also the Targaryens building up strength and trying to disrupt the Baratheon, Lannister, Stark connection that usually happens in Game of Thrones timelines. We just had a wrapped up turn 1, so we'll advance over to turn 2, and when we do that, we get the dragon strength of 1. So Targaryen strength is going to rise, and we're going to get right into turn number 2. This will be the first round where we do the Westeros phase. As you guys know, Westeros phase gets skipped in phase 1, so let's jump into it. Before we do, quick shout out to our sponsor, Pontos Fathom Press. Catu Journals out of Lovecraft's Providence, Volume 1, 2, and 3. If you guys love Cthulhu, if you are a Greyjoy and you like the What is Dead May Not Die, you're a Cthulhu fan. And check out Genealogy of Cthulhu, Archaeology of Yog-Sothoth, Psychoanalysis of Rilliah. This is a crazy August Moldenhauer trilogy where the Cthulhu mythos are treated like they are real. Go check out the links below. You can also check out our Patreon. We're not monetized, so those avenues really help to support the channel. We also are trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Once we get monetized, all of your likes, comments, subscribes, ringing of the bells gets us noticed on YouTube. Let's grow the channel. Go check out our other game playlist. If you came to this round 2 late, you can go down and check the playlist out. Go back, watch the setup. All of our gameplays have corresponding playlists. So if you just click on the playlist, you can play through all the game. And I just break them up into individual turns or sometimes groups of turns to keep it around, in the 10 plus minutes as opposed to hours and hours. But go ahead, makes it easier for you guys. So let us jump right into it. So we're going to start off round 2. As I mentioned, we got the clock moved to round 2. We got dragon strength of 1. We start out in the Westeros phase. We've already advanced the clock. Let's draw the Westeros cards. So we're going to do round 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll go check these out in order. Card number 1 is Mustering. Recruit new strongholds and castles. Okay, so for the mustering phase, what we get to do is we get to take a look at how many castles we have. And for every stronghold, we get 2 points of mustering, and for every castle, we have 1 point of mustering. And then from there, we can pick up, by those points, we can get a footman at the cost of 1 mustering, knights, ships, or a siege engine. So let's kind of go through. Start out with Tyrell. We've got the Reach, and we've got Highgarden, so that gives us 3. So we'll go ahead and let's pick up a knight and a footman. You can place these here and here. Next up, let's go to Targaryen. So we've got Pentos for 2, and now we've got Bravos for 3. So that is going to again give them 3 points, and they're going to do the same. They'll get a knight and a footman. Knight and a footman. Next up, we're going to go to House Aaron. They've got 2, 3 as well. And they will go with the same, knight and a footman. Next up, we've got Lannister. Lannister has got Harrenhal, and they've got Lannisport for 3. Once again, let's get them in the same program here. Next up is Greyjoy. Greyjoy only has the 2, so they will go with. They'll also go with a knight. And next up, we will have House Stark. They have 3 as well. They will go with a ship, and they will actually, instead of a ship, they will upgrade their 2 footmen to knights, and they'll go with a knight. So they've got all these knights. Next up, we have Baratheon. Baratheon has only the 2 from Dragonstone. So let's also have them upgrade 1. And they're able to have a 3, so they can have a knight as well. So now they have 3 knights. And finally, we have Sunspear. Sunspear has 3 as well, and we'll give them a knight and a upgraded knight. Oops. A knight and an upgrade knight. Okay, so that is our mustering card from Phase 1. Let's look at our Phase 2. It says Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Each player collects 1 power token for each power token printed on the area he controls. So again, we've got 1 power token here. I think most of them will have 1. 1 for Aaron. 1 for 1. 2 for Targaryen. Tyrell is 1. Targaryen is 2. Aaron is 2. Sunspear is 1. Baratheon is 1, 2. Stark is 1. Lannister is 1. Greyjoy is 1. Okay, so that's going to do it for the second phase. Third phase, it says a sea of storms, and we also have to migrate the wilding track by 1, which we can do in a bit. So we'll just do it right now, just so we don't forget. And then it says raid orders cannot be played during this phase, so let's just leave that up. And then finally, Phase 4, the Essos phase. We're going to place a Targaryen loyalty token, which are over here. We're going to place 1 loyalty token on Castle Black, and we're going to place 1 loyalty token on Ironwood. And then it says that the Targaryen player may discard 1 power token to choose 1 other player. The player places 2 loyalty tokens in 2 different areas. Okay, so I will do that. I will have Targaryen spend 1 power token, and then I'll just place 2 tokens on. Let's see, who do we want to give it to? We'll have it. We'll have Baratheon pick it, and we'll have the loyalty tokens be. I don't know, the Mountains of the Moon and the Fingers, just to put them somewhere. Okay, so that is that, and that is Phase 4. So we've gotten through the cards. We have moved the wilding track, and then we're going to resolve all the Westeros cards, which we have. And next we're going to the planning phase, so we can assign orders. So to start out with, start with House Tyrell. They will, I think they're going to continue their expansion. And They will also okay. And next up, we'll have House Targaryen. House Targaryen. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Let's have them... okay, and we'll also have this move up one, and we'll also have this one, and then this one, and then this one. Okay, so we've got Targaryen moving. Next up, we've got House Aaron. Let's have them... I feel like they're not too happy with the Lannisters moving into Harrenhal. So let's have them... let's have them go here, and then also we'll have these go here. And we will also... let's put... okay, that should do it for them. Let's go on to Lannister. Lannister shall... yeah, I think Lannister here will also... oops. Lannister here will also take advantage of their position in Harrenhal. See how they do. Okay, so Lannister is going to look to conquer combat against the Vale, the Knights of the Vale, let's call them. Okay, let's go to Grace. No, I was going to say Greystoke. Let's go to Winterfell. Let's go to the Starks, and they will also go on an offensive here. Here, and also let's have them move here. Okay, that'll do it for them. So the Starks kind of try to expand a bit as well. Next up, the Greyjoys. Let's also have them get a bit aggressive here. Okay. That is the Greyjoy. Next up is the House Baratheon. Baratheon will also make a move to take King's Landing, and they will also get support from this and from this, so that should work. And finally, House Martell. Oh wait, one thing I'm going to change with House Martell, instead of upgrading that to a knight, I'm going to give them a second ship. So I'm going to leave that as a small knight, and give them that second ship. And then we'll have here, and let's do this and this, and then we'll also have yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that after. We can have this be here, and then we'll have this also in play. And then finally we need one more charge order, because we're going to try to move into Essos. So let's get a charge order here. Okay, so that should do it for everyone. We've got everyone placed. All of our orders are placed. Again, we can go in the order of this, but we'll just play them out in the order as we do. So let's just go ahead and reveal all of our orders, and then work through them. So Dorne is looking to move ships over to Essos. House Tyrell looking to expand into either Kingswood or Blackwater. They don't have to decide just yet. Lannister also going on the offensive with the Eyrie. Greyjoy looking to also do some expansion, perhaps into Moat Cailin. Stark also looking to expand. And then finally in Westeros, the Knights of the Reach not too happy with Lannister getting Harrenhal, getting too close to them. Baratheons, their mission is to take King's Landing, and they shall. And then finally, Targaryen also looking to capitalize and also start reaching over to Essos. They've taken Pentos, but they're not satisfied with that, so they're going to keep advancing. So we've got the orders revealed. We have a messenger raven. If we want to, we can check the top card, but we're not going to. Action phase, we resolve raid orders. There is nobody nearby, so raid orders. There is raid order cancels a raid order, so these two get canceled, and no other raid orders on the board, so these are out. Next up is the resolve march orders. So we can start with Baratheon, the first march order for Baratheon, and they'll move their troops from the boat to I should have put the boat here. I think I did that wrong. Let me just flip that. I'm just going to use that as as a march order instead of a support order. So that's a march order. And they will move a boat into Bridgewater, and then they will move into King's Landing. So their move into King's Landing will allow them to battle for King's Landing. It's 5 versus 6. So they take King's Landing and gain another stronghold, so that the Baratheons now have King's Landing. But they've left Dragonstone unprotected. And next up on the influence chart is Lannister. Lannister is going to advance into they're going to advance into Crackleclaw Point. Next up is Stark. Stark is going to advance down to Moat Cailin. Right, so Moat Cailin. We can take these off the board as we do them, so we can keep track of who's gone already. Next up is Sunspear. We will have advancing to the Orange Shore, forces of House Martell from Dorne. And next up we will have Greyjoy. Greyjoy will attack in Moat Cailin. Greyjoy will move in to attack Moat Cailin. And we have our first combat, Greyjoy versus... Greyjoy gets a +1 because they hold the Iron Sword. And they will get a character. Stark will get a character. It's they also have +1, so they have 4 versus 4 plus the Iron Sword, so it's 5 versus 4. They're +1, and then Greyjoy and Stark, they face off with... Greyjoy has the Blackfish. Stark has the Blackfish. Greyjoy has Balon Greyjoy. The printed strength of your opponent is reduced to 0. So they win, but the Blackfish says you do not take casualties in this combat. So all they do is retreat back to Winterfell. And that is going to give Moat Cailin over to the Greyjoys. And we will discard these. And that's our first combat. So next up on the is House Tyrell. House Tyrell will move in to take Old Town. And they've expanded into Old Town now. Next up is House Aaron. They're going to advance into the Mountains of the Moon. And they would advance a knight into Crackleclaw Point. They get +1 for that, so they are going to attack House Lannister. So we will just give them a card and a card. And we'll see. And so it's 3 versus 2 naturally on the board. They add in Godric Borrell for House Aaron, but the Lannisters have Tywin Lannister. And that will make it 6 versus 4, which causes them to retreat back to the Mountains of the Moon in defeat. And Tywin Lannister gains 2 power tokens from this exchange. So Tywin Lannister always repays his debts. Okay, so Tywin Lannister gains 2 power tokens from the victory. They keep the Battle of Crackleclaw Point successful. Lastly, it's House Targaryen, and they will move a dragon down into Volantis to expand their reach. Keep going for the combat cards. For the combat round, we can keep going, and we will have top of the order again. It's Baratheon. We will have them. I think they will skip. There's no more cards there. We will have. Next up is Lannister. Lannister will take the Sea Road. We'll take River Run. Have Lannister take River Run to expand there. Next is Stark. Stark will go and take Castle Black. And next up is Sunspear. This knight will move +1 here. Knight moves across the sea and takes the disputed lands. So House Dorne is moving back to Essos like in the old days. They're on the attack. Greyjoy. Greyjoy is finished. Then finally we've got Blackwater. Motion for House Tyrell. And any other motion cards, they will take. The Boneway is 3. This is -1. I want to move these just into here, and I will leave behind a power token for claiming the Ironwood, or maybe I'll just leave 1 here in the Ironwood, and I will. Yeah, sure. That's fine. I won't use the power token. Okay, so next up, any other orders to move? I will move a ship from here, 2 ships to here, and then Targaryen still has a move. They will move a knight to the Widow's Watch, and then they will move another knight, and they'll move the whole force. They'll move this force here, and that will do their moves because they're able to jump the ship 1, 2, and then go across. So that will do it for them. And other orders, no more. There are no more combat marching orders. So we'll go to finally consolidate power orders, and we've got 1 for House Tyrell. We've got 1 for House Lannister. We've got 1 for House Greyjoy. And we've got 1 for House Targaryen. And that is going to do it. Oh, we also have, no, we don't have 1 for the, I did forget a marching order. They will move to the twins, and they will leave behind a marching order here. Okay, so now that's going to wrap it up for our orders. We resolved the orders. We resolved the consolidate power orders. We're going to clean up the board, and that's going to do it for turn number 2. Thanks for watching, guys. Check out turn number 3 on the link below, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.